tuning in. I have an awesome show today. I'm really excited about who we have coming on. In crazy news, 78 people died in a train crash in Spain. That's insane. That is like 78 people. That's the saddest thing I've ever heard. When I heard that, I was mortified. I mean, it's hard enough. Can you imagine the guy that actually is responsible for all of that and what he's going through and what he's feeling? That's a hard thing to pull out of. I mean, I can't even imagine living with myself after something like that happened. So prayers for the families of all those 78 people that died. Speaking of died and God and all that weird stuff, first of all, I came into studio today. And I'm not going to tell you who it was, but instantly I became like the relationship therapist. Like, I was getting one side of the story and I was playing it against the other side of the story. And literally, I don't know how that all happened. I'm just trying to come into the office and do my job. But I think I straightened out the relationship. I think they're right back on the right track. And he told me that if I shared this story, he would hang up on all my callers. So for all of my callers, if the engineer hangs up on you, call back like twice. And if he calls again, just keep calling back until all the phones blow up. So trope the system. But no, I'm just kidding, you guys. Wonderful couple, but it was really funny. And speaking of like relationships, I'm like a person, I truly believe that things like, I always see signs. Like I'll be like, oh, did that mean this? Or did that mean that? You know, I saw this sign that read, you know, like for example, the license plate I saw was follow God. And then right underneath it, it says, my husband just loves me so much. And I think it's a sign because I'm one of those people, like I used to always say never, which then, of course, as you get older, you start to realize that when you never say never, everything that you say you're never going to do, you do. So I finished off with that. I'm done with that one. But I did see, I mean, maybe it's because of the show I had last week. I had a wonderful guest, Joyce Fields. She's hilarious. And she wrote a book about marriage and how to keep a man. And I was questioning marriage. So maybe it's a sign that there are husbands that are out there that just love them so much. So, yeah. That was pretty interesting. I was like, oh, okay. One thing I want to do is I want to recognize one of my friends. She's amazing. She's an accomplished boxer and women's world boxing champion. And I want to congratulate her because her show, she invited me out to her premiere tonight. I apologize, I can't make it. I would love to be there. I told you I'd give you a shout out on my show. I'm there in spirit. I totally support this girl. Her show Capture premiered tonight. So congratulations to Kalisha West. Can we get those photos? There she is right there. Kalisha, she's probably one of the toughest chicks I've ever met in my life. She could beat me up. I'm pretty sure for those of you streaming live, that's Kalisha right there with her belt. Pretty tough girl, but like I said, I want to give a shout out to her. I'm very, very happy for her. And then it kind of got me into thinking, stuff like, interestingly enough, when people are really successful, I'm always really happy for people. I want them to be successful. I always support them. And then I was talking to somebody today and I thought, what does happiness gauge? Like if you can be happy for somebody else's success, does that gauge you as a happy person yourself? And I'm starting to think the answer is yes. I don't know, for any of you listening, maybe you got a different opinion, but I love life. I got a great life. I'm really lucky with all the things that I do, and I really want all my friends to be successful too. So make sure you're around people that bring you up. Don't let them bring you down, you guys. Life's too short. I mean, look, we had 78 people die in a train crash. Do you think they even had a clue that they were going to be dead? Absolutely not. So in women power, because I'm so excited because I have mostly male guests on my show, and most of my friends are males. But I have found another awesome guest. Her name is Betty Slater. She's going to be on with us this evening. And I'm really excited. Her personality is amazing. She's got a lot of charisma. And she is the co-director of a play called Midnight Cry. It was just at the Apollo Theater. For all of you that don't know, that's an amazing accomplishment. And so I'm going to bring her in. Let's get Betty on the line.
Hello, hello.
Betty, are you there?
Hello.
Betty?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you can hear me?
Yes, I can. Barely,
perfect.
But yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Betty. I'm really excited to have you. Like I said, maybe it's a
a
girl
pleasure.
power show.
Woohoo!
Girl power. We take over. We run the world anyway. I mean, let's be honest.
That's right.
And girls that don't
Who runs
know
the world? Girls.
Right. And girls that don't know that make our life a living HELL. You know what I mean? We got skills, we got talents, and I'm really excited because, like I said, I've had mostly males on my show. And I've been searching high and low to find successful women. And I don't know if you were listening in, but Kalisha, my friend, she's the women's world boxing champion of the world.
Yes.
And her
awesome.
show premieres tonight, so hats off to her. And then, like I said, Betty, thank you for joining us.
It is my pleasure.
Tons of fun stuff to talk to you about, for sure. Like I had mentioned to everybody listening, she is the co-director of Midnight Cry. And it has been at the Apollo Theater. And when she told me that, I was like, that is so awesome. I love it's showtime at the Apollo. And like when people boo,
yes.
they boo. I think that's so cool. Okay, so much to talk to you about. So let's just get started because I want to make sure we get everything in.
Okay.
So welcome to the show, Betty. Where are you from? Tell the listening audience, where are you from?
I moved to LA from Seattle. I lived in Seattle, Washington, Seattle, Tacoma area for over 20 years. But I'm originally actually from a little town called Ozark, Alabama. My dad was in the military, which is how I ended up in Seattle.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yes.
I had a brother that went to West Point. I was supposed to go to West Point, and there's no way. I'm a rule breaker. I would get kicked out. But
yes,
okay.
Yes.
So Seattle, how long did you spend in Seattle?
20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
And that was the longest I lived anywhere growing up because, like I said, with my dad being in the military,
sure.
We lived anywhere from 18 months to 3 years at a time, and then we were going again. So I went to elementary school in the Panama Canal Zone in Texas, Germany. I graduated from high school in Germany. So,
wow.
So Seattle living 20-plus years was the longest I lived anywhere. So really I call Seattle home now.
Sure. So are you a coffee drinker, obviously?
Well,
no. But Seattle's finest.
Starbucks, you'd think, but actually, when I go to Starbucks, I'm getting the green drink, the green juice, or the
limeade.
Yeah.
Don't think I don't know what the limeade is. It's cool. It's awesome. It cools you down in the summer. I'm a huge Starbucks fan. I think Starbucks should personally write me a check at this point for how many times we've said Starbucks on air right now. So
right.
You're studying PR, so you know about that.
Yes.
So Germany. So you're a well-traveled person. What was that like to have a background like that, where you're moving from city to city? Was that hard?
Actually, well, for me, I loved it. And because of that, it gives me my magnetic personality today.
Which you have.
Because you have to learn how to meet new people, meet new friends, every 3 years. So definitely I can go into a room and not know anybody, but by the time I leave, I've got new friends.
I believe it. And you know what, Betty? We already have a caller. So let's check this out and see what we got going on, okay? Hold on a moment.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, and caller, are you there?
Yes, we are.
Well,
okay, Betty, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Caller, state your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah. We can barely hear you, but I got the female boxing champion of the world, Kalisha.
Oh, you got Kalisha West?
Yes.
Is she on the phone?
They got a show tonight on CW, Channel 5 at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're calling in?
She's on the phone. So.
Oh, Kalisha, we have Kalisha. Betty, don't get mad at us. This is my girl.
No, congratulations, Kalisha.
Kalisha! It's Christine.
Girl power. Go, Kalisha.
Kalisha, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I'm so excited for you, girlie. How excited are you about your premiere?
Who is this?
This is Christine. You're on the air.
You're on live.
Oh, it sounds like there's 3 people.
There are 3 people. I have a guest, Betty Slater, too. We have you streaming live. Kalisha, we have your photos up right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, those of you who already tuned in on the East Coast and who are about to tune in California, I mean, everyone's going to see that all of the boxing training that I've ever did and everything that my boyfriend Matt ever did in jiu-jitsu training with mixed martial arts, it really shows throughout the show. This show is really intense.
Awesome. So, were you planning on getting into television? Because I know you went from boxing and now you're a TV star. You're just tackling the world, girl.
Thank you. But to be honest, before boxing, when I was 8 years old, I used to audition for Barney and and whatnot. I was always a little entertainer when I was a kid. But it wasn't until I had to step away because my parents couldn't take me to L.A. and whatnot. So when this opportunity knocked because of my resume and because of just the appropriate time, that was when, me and my boyfriend signed up, and we just hoped for the best, and next thing you know, we're getting called to be on the show, and it was a very competitive competition, and that's what we both strive for. So it was interesting.
Well, I'm very, very, very proud of you, and I appreciate you seriously calling in.
Thank you.
Because I already talked to Bob, and I want you on the show, and I know we talked about it, but I got to get you on the schedule because you have so many amazing accomplishments,
no, for sure, no problem.
Okay, and then this is girl power, you guys. This is Betty. This is
Yes,
Kalisha.
congratulations, Kalisha.
We're so excited for you. So, Kalisha, we got about a minute left. Before commercial, where can people go to watch your show, and what is the name of the show?
It's called Capture. It's on Channel CW, which is Channel 5 on basic cable. It airs every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. That's California time. So
after Whose Line Is It Anyways?
It airs after Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Or after my show airs, What Honesty Feels Like.
Yeah.
From 8 to 9. I'm just plugging myself, Kalisha.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's great. Thank you so much, Bob and Kalisha, for calling in. That's awesome. Congratulations. I'm really proud of you, and you're doing well in your career, girlie.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us on right now.
No problem, girlie. We're going to get you on the schedule.
No problem.
Okay. Okay, and Betty, you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, wow, that was a surprise call. I'm glad she called
That
in.
was awesome.
Betty,
that was awesome.
Awesome, but
Full
I love you,
circle
girl, and we're
for
going
her.
right back into you because you're the guest of the time, and we're going to come right after commercial, so all you stay tuned. We have Girl Power, What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicky.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
With Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 Three Guys. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the Three Guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanj, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Madrono, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. You're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicky. I have a super awesome guest on the phone. Her name is Betty Slater. We had an awesome surprise call coming in from Kalisha West. Thank you for making time. It's the premiere of her show today called Capture, so check that out, you guys. But back to Betty, because Betty is just as awesome, and it's Girl Power Hour for sure. So, Betty, moving around Seattle, doesn't drink coffee, which I'm not sure that adds up, but here on my show, so we're good. So, girl, how long have you been in the entertainment business?
Wow, let's see. I have to say double-digit years because I wasn't always, I write and perform monologues of historic black women and women of the Bible. And so I've been writing plays and writing skits and performing really since high school. And so I've been out of high school a long time. We just won't talk about how
you're
long.
21. You're 21. Always 21 is the easiest number to bring up.
That's right. Forever 21.
Right? They didn't name it a store for anything. Okay, so you've been in here for quite some time now, right?
Yes.
What is your experience? Because I'm a woman in the entertainment business, and I know personally how difficult it is to A, be a woman, B, to be a successful woman. Forget about just being a woman, but being a successful woman and still staying feminine, and still fighting with, males and all the egos and all the other stuff that go on in this town. What is your experience? I mean, you actually, not only are you female in the entertainment business, but you're also African American.
Yes.
I want to hear about that because it's been a crazy experience for me, just dealing with a lot of stuff that I deal with as a woman. But I want to hear what you've experienced and what is that like for you?
Well, as you can see in the television and film, there are roles for African American women, but not many.
Right.
And I think one of the positive things for me is that I'm a writer.
Right.
So I write what I do. I write plays, I write monologues, and so I'm able to perform with what I write, and so that has sustained me. But having good mentors as well. I work with a theater in Los Angeles, the Roby Theater Company, and so having a place where you can go and be comfortable and feel valued, that's very important. And one of the things I'd love to do is, because I can write content, then the next level would then be to connect with those who I can partner with and then provide opportunities for others, kind of like what, maybe like what Tyler Perry is doing.
Absolutely. It's not out of your reach. I mean, you're very talented. It's hard enough just to be an actress, as you know, and to be a good actress. But the fact that you write, I mean, it gives you versatility. You write your own content.
Right. And then to stay positive, don't take anything personal.
Yep.
And just recognize that there are doors that are going to slam in your face. There are doors that will close gently. But stay positive and know that your door is going to open. Just keep going forward.
Just keep moving forward. And I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, anybody that knows that if you're in the long experience that you have, like in the entertainment business, I mean, I have been through stuff myself where I honestly could never foresee going through something like that ever in my life.
Right. Right.
But it always turns out to be a blessing in disguise to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
one of my first.
Yeah. Would you think that maybe it's your perspective on the way life unravels, and how do you? I mean, are you spiritual? Do you believe that everything happens for a reason to get you through all this? Because it can be difficult at times.
Absolutely, because my first experience, actually, as I began to leave Seattle to come to L.A., I was planning to go on tour with a totally different play.
Wow.
But they started jerking me around with my contract, and, you know, I get here, and things are... But, you know, when you know who you are, you're grounded, and for me, my grounding is my relationship with God and my faith, and so that's what keeps me from... And the other thing is, I didn't move to L.A. to, you know, and I'm doing my quotation marks right now, to be a star.
Right.
I moved here to take the talents and gifts that I have and learn, you know, be mentored, learn how to enhance them. And with that mentality, different doors have been able to open for me. And yes, some doors closed, but I don't look at the doors that closed. I just look at those as doors that simply weren't for me. And so there are plenty of people out there with lots of talent, lots of gifts. And so, you know, two people maybe go towards the same door, but that door is, you know, whatever door is for me, that door is what's going to open.
You know, and I kind of touched on that a little bit. Would you agree with this, Betty? That, I mean, I was talking about in the beginning of the show when I first came on, that the first thing I got from you is that you're a very happy person, and you can be happy for other people's successes.
Absolutely.
You are very much that. I am very much like that too, and I really can't understand people that just, like, if you're successful, you know, and people that get envious or do weird stuff, because that's not in my personality at all. I think that you have a really healthy perspective, because you're saying basically that your path is your path, and whatever's meant to be for you is meant to be.
Right, and I learned one time in one of my other careers that when you help others be successful and when you're happy for others, that fuels you. And when you help someone else reach their goals, automatically your goals and your dreams will also come to fruition. So being jealous of someone or trying to hold somebody else back really puts you in that exact same position to be held back. You reap what you sow.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more with that. And, you know, but to be very careful, though, out here, too, because I'm a pretty helpful person. I love to help as many people as I can, but I also learned the hard way that when the one time when I probably needed help, there weren't very many people and I can't change myself, and I can't take a negative turn on that. So have you found that that's anything like that has ever happened to you, where, you know, you give and you give and you give? Not that you should give to expect, because I don't agree with that. But has that ever happened to you? Anything like that? Any setbacks like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anytime you're a giver, there are going to be times where when you need assistance and you need something and you look around and there are moths in the room.
Literally. And maybe not even moths. Maybe not even moths.
Maybe not even moths.
Maybe
but
not.
But
maybe
even
some
in
dust
that,
particles.
the tumbleweed going across.
Right. And then the wind blows, and then the sad story ends, and voila, you're homeless. I'm just kidding.
But you know what? Even in that, you can't give up.
Never.
You can't give up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you keep mentioning mentors, and I would actually love to have someone like you as my mentor, but you keep mentioning mentors. Are you able to say who are your mentors, and why did you choose those people?
Sure. Number one is from the Roby Theater, downtown L.A., is Ben Guillory. When I first moved to L.A. and I was looking for a theater to connect with, someone shared that theater with me, and I went, and I've taken some of their, I've taken the advanced scene study workshops. I've been in the playwright program, and one night I was doing a scene, and I was just like, man, I need some training.
Right.
But I was in class, right?
Right.
And he says, you know that thing that you do when you get nervous and that helps calm you when you're, before you go out? I said, yeah. He says, well, are you still doing that? I said, no. He says, well, why don't you keep doing that? And sure enough, and that thing that I do was simply a prayer before coming out, before starting any presentation that I do. I just, sit back and just say a little grounding prayer, and then I feel like I want to get sick before I start talking, but once I open my mouth, then it's all over from there.
Really? Okay, so you're saying that you actually, because the first time I ever did a live performance, like it was a comedy skit, and yeah. I've done the on-camera stuff or whatever, that's no big deal for me. But to be put in front of the live audience, no matter how much I memorize my lines, I've never been that sick to my stomach before I went on stage. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got on stage and I knew all my lines again. But that 15 minutes, people probably thought I was psycho.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that few minutes when I'm preparing for a presentation, I'm in the back, I'm walking back and forth, I'm pacing, practicing my lines, but I take a moment and I just say a prayer, and even until I walk out on the stage, and when I say my first words, like I said, I feel like I want to get sick. But as soon as I open my mouth, it's there, and I just sometimes you can just I can feel the change in myself. When it's just you're what they call in the zone, and you just do it.
And you just.
But
do
I love it. I love.
Me too.
I love live theater.
Okay, so you're talking about acting. What was your first acting job that you ever had? Do you remember?
Yes.
What was it? Can you talk about that, or was it as bad as mine?
We went to a speech and drama festival, and we had rehearsed this crazy play. I don't know where we got this play from, but in one of the scenes, we were supposed to be sitting in chairs.
Yeah.
But we were squatting and sitting on the person behind us, sitting on their knees, and so there was only one person who actually had a chair. I don't know why we did that play. And no, we did not place.
Well, if it makes you feel better, there's actually a movie out there on me before I even took acting. I swear to God, I can't make this up. Before I actually took acting classes, and I didn't know anything about acting. I was like, I could do this. And I kid you not, for the crying scene, I would hold my eyes open to make it look like I was tearing up so they would water. It's the most, and that's on film. So I think we're going to be fine. So I think you're fine. Okay, you guys, I love having Betty on. She's got the best energy. So for those of you listening, this is what honesty feels like with Christine Sawicky. We have a commercial coming on, so she'll join us right after the commercial.
Experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Ticketsurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. Ticketsurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199. $199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Welcome back. You're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicky. I have a super charismatic, awesome, beautiful guest on with us tonight. Her name is Betty Slater. She's hilarious. She's making me laugh. I'm still laughing, Betty, about the film performance I did. I should be mortified. Oh my God. Okay.
One day, Christine, you're going to be on a show, and somebody's going to show that.
I know. And I'm going to be like, that's where I held my eyes open to make it look like I was crying. It's so ridiculous. Okay. So let's get back to you, because you're the most, I love your personality. I love your energy. You're so amazing. You believe in God. You've got your head on your shoulders. Just a fantastic woman, you guys. So if any of you want to know, make sure you're tuning in, because she can give you the tools to get you through this entertainment business in a positive way. Okay, so let's just go back into acting, okay?
Yes.
Have you, because I know that you're doing a play right now. We're going to get to that on the last segment. Okay, but as far as acting and directing and stuff like that, do you prefer acting on stage, on film, or on television? And if you do prefer one, why?
Well, there's a slight difference in them. With the acting for the stage, you have to, number one, you have to project more. You have to show your emotions with the audience. They really have to see your gestures. With film and television, you can actually be a little bit more subtle, because the camera can catch those slight movies, with close-ups and that. But with the stage, you have to, and what I really like about live theater is that you never know what's going to happen.
Right? It's true.
Those times when the phone is supposed to ring and it rings after, because with stage, it's also timing. There's technical difficulties, so sometimes you have to just go ahead and go with it and say, wow, I think my phone's going to ring.
I've only been in charge of sound on one production, and it was a walking disaster. I was a fill-in, right? They needed it last minute. It was just a disaster. I think I crashed the glass at the wrong time. I shot off a gun at the wrong.
Right, and that's the beauty of the live performing, because it literally is a different. I mean, you can do a production at 3:00, and that audience can gel with you, or not. Right. And then you can do a production at 7:00, and that audience is rocking and rolling. But no matter what, you have to give it your all. Whether the audience is with you or you're going, my goodness, this stuff is dropping. But you still have to give your all in all, and that's where that adrenaline kicks in, and that's the joy of live theater. There's nothing like it.
Right. And then, what is it like when the audience isn't with you? Because is that extremely uncomfortable? Because I think if you're not with me, I'm walking off the stage.
You have to keep going, because it just might be a more intellectual type of audience, and so you have to keep going as if they're getting it. And that happened with one of our productions, a 3:00 production. We were like, my goodness, this audience is not getting it. But afterwards, the audience, some of the audience members, they were telling us that they were getting it, but it just turns out that it was just a more intellectual audience. They were more internal. There are spots that
the 3:00 audience was more intellectual.
Pardon me?
The 3:00 audience was more intellectual.
Well, for that particular production, for that particular. I'm not going to know. We don't. You just never know what the audience is going to be like.
Right. Well, so for all of you listening, make sure you go to school before you go to Betty's plays. We need you to catch on. She deserves an award. She's really talented. Okay. So, I know that you, like I said, you do acting and then you do directing because you're a co-director on this play.
Correct.
What do you feel is the difference between directing and acting, and what do you like better?
Well, with the directing, there's also a kind of a coaching aspect because you can help the actor, seasoned or not. You can help them see their role, see their character, see the whole production in a different light just by asking them to to think of a specific situation. What I tell the cast for Midnight Cry is, and I learned this from Ben, is that acting is simply living for real in imaginary circumstances.
True.
So you don't have to pretend like you're crying. You can think of a situation in your life that really made you cry. Or if you are in a scene, a husband and wife type scene, and you're supposed to be angry, all of us have had that experience where we were angry with someone that we cared about.
Sure, absolutely.
In a relationship. So we can tap into that. So the directing aspect and a little bit of coaching is there. I really enjoy seeing what I've written or what someone else has written. I really enjoy seeing it come to life. I really enjoy seeing the actor have an aha moment, because I tell them that you have to believe it and I have to believe it, because if neither of us believes it, neither will the audience.
True. Well, and I'm hearing a lot of different things. And being an actress myself, I can bet that you are probably one of the best directors out there. Because when you go out there, I mean, whether it's television, film, or, stage, whatever that looks like, we've got these directors in Hollywood that, like, just scream at, you know what I mean? Or you have the acting coach. It's like, are you doing? And they put you, like, through misery and back, right? Which is stupid. I think it's stupid. I really do. Like, I remember one of the classes, I was like, this is a joke. Like, I did not sign up to acting class to, like, emotionally abused. I don't think, and I think that you have it. I think that you really get that, because it is coaching, and it is, and it has to be believable. And the one director that I really had, he even though he's a dirtball, I mean, in like scam artist wise, but at least he got that part in directing. That he talks about it how you do, where it's coaching.
Right. I can take someone who's never acted before, as long as they're coachable and willing to work with me. I can take a person who's never acted before, and you won't know they've never acted before unless they tell you.
Really? So do you do acting classes, or do you teach acting classes then?
I'm going to put that on my after school is over. Once school is done. But I really enjoy the coaching aspect, and I do have people who've approached me to help them with public speaking, and even with our cast, there are times where people will come to me, and we'll do sessions on their particular scene, and to enhance their scene. But yeah, that's absolutely a thing. One of the things that I'm going to add to what I do is more one-on-one coaching.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't listening, I mean, I happen to know this woman's studying public relations right now. She's on the move. She is like the whole machine in one, just powering through Hollywood at a very fast pace. But you would be great as an acting coach. Like, I would feel comfortable going, because if you have really intimate moments in a scene, you have to feel comfortable with the director. I think you would be a great coach. I really think you should throw that on there.
I really enjoy what I do. In the play, there is a scene where there's a husband and wife scene, and all I'll say is the wife cheated on the husband.
Oh, God.
And
I can do that.
in this scene, they stay together, and now the wife has to say to the husband, we used to make time to minister to one another. We used to make time to really, just tell them, you haven't touched me in months. And so the actresses that are playing that role, I'll tell them sometimes, they're saying those lines, and I'll say, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you're sorry that you cheated on them.
Well, there are sociopaths in LA. And so then we'll pause, and there are a couple of times I just whispered a little something in their ear, and like, you want me to do what? No, it's okay, it'll work, Right.
But,
well, that's definitely fantastic. I can definitely see you doing a bunch of that stuff. Absolutely. I mean, these actors and actresses are blessed to have you as a co-director for Midnight Cry. They truly are.
I really love it. When I first saw the play, I saw it, and my writer eye, my director eye, my actress eye, I just wanted to help. I would have swept the floors. I just wanted to help. I wanted to be a part of the production because it's a really powerful play.
Sure.
And I approached the director, and I tease him all the time because I say he blew me off because he didn't know me from Adam. But really what it was is he'd written a play and performed it for this specific event and hadn't really planned to go any further. But then he and his business partner thought about it. And when they decided to go forward and present the production at the Wilshire E. Bell Theater, it just so happened we were at a prayer breakfast, and I was performing my monologue of Rosa Parks. And our chairs we were at adjacent tables.
Uh-huh.
This is how you know that things happen for a reason, and that your door is your door. So I sat down. After I got out of costume, I sat down, and he was there. I said, oh, hey. He leaned over and he says, we're going to do that play again, and I have a role for you. I was like, cool.
Gosh.
So we exchanged information. I received an email from him, and the email was, I want you to be the co-director.
You probably
He
almost
says,
cried.
anybody who can write their own material and perform it like that, I can learn a thing or two from them.
Oh,
so it was such an honor, and I don't take that lightly at all. And now it's been 5 years that we've been doing this. Is our 5th year doing this play.
And I'm literally getting the chills as you speak because it's so amazing. And like you said, everything plays out the way it's supposed to. Everything happens for a reason. You can't control what's going to happen, what's not going to happen,
Right.
And God always has the best plan. I mean, I know there's some people who don't listen to God or don't, they don't believe in God or whatever, but we're going to talk about all of this, you guys, because I believe that. I think Betty has it. It's everything happens for a reason. Everybody's got a path. So we'll continue right after the commercial, you guys. We're going to talk about her play Midnight Cry. So thank you, Betty. Just hold on, okay? We got a commercial.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra-modern, ultra-clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Medrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the bag.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the three guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
Hey everybody, you're joining us on What Honesty Feels Like. For everybody just joining in, like I said, we have Betty Slater on the phone. She is awesome. For those of you that have been listening, you can just get her personality over the air. It's awesome. This is an incredible woman. I'm very lucky to have her on, and she is the co-director for a play called Midnight Cry. This is our last segment, Betty, so I want to squeeze all this in.
Certainly.
Midnight Cry. What is this about?
Good question. It is a play that focuses on what we call the end times, and it allows us to take a look at the demonic forces that attach to men and women of faith and even non-believers. And it exposes those demonic forces that hinder the lives of believers and non-believers.
Oh,
and
wow.
It touches the heart and soul of the 21st century church, where many people believe that they still have time to focus on other things before the return of Jesus Christ. And it features a phenomenal cast, soul-stirring gospel music. And it means that it allows people to see the gospel presented in a manner, in a way that they have never seen before. And I think people's lives will be changed forever. They won't be able to think about what happens after life as we now know it without thinking about the message in the play. Basically, you better get your house in order so you don't get caught in the midnight cry.
Really? Because this, I don't know why I keep getting the chills when you're on the phone. Because I feel like everything I believe, you believe. Like, you know. And this is an amazing concept. And of course, you were picked for the co-creator or co-director of this. It only makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the reason I even met you is like accidental, and that doesn't even make. I mean, it happened for a reason, and now you're on my show and whatever, you know. So it's
Absolutely.
like God just places. I mean, that's such a deep concept. Maybe the 3 o'clock people didn't like. I don't know.
No. It was this one particular. They got it. You know, let me not. You know, the people are not going to want to go to 3 o'clock shows now.
No, they're good.
We're going to have to think that. No, come 3, 7:30. Yeah, no, come.
Come anyway. Okay, and for those, like I said, those streaming live, we were putting up all of the information, and I want to make sure we get this in before we start closing out too. Betty, if somebody wants to see your play, where do they go? Like, how do they get tickets? How much do they cost? Where do they go?
Certainly. Right now, the next production is on August 17th. We'll be at the Fox Theater in Riverside.
Okay.
And tickets are available on Ticketmaster as well as at the Fox Theater box office. So they can go to Ticketmaster.com or call 800-745-3000 or FoxRiversideLive.com. group.com, 951-779-9800.
Perfect. And then can you just
We
repeat?
have group tickets.
Can you repeat both those numbers twice again, just for
Absolutely.
everybody?
Absolutely. Ticketmaster's number is 800-745-3000. The Fox box office is 951-779-9800. The regular price tickets are $30, and for a group rate of 10 or more is $25.
Okay. So, I mean, well worth it. And it's so worth it that your play even made it to the Apollo.
Yes.
I want to talk about that because when I met Betty and she told me that, her eyes, I mean, I think they lit up as much as mine did. Because I would tell her, I'd be like, I love the Apollo. They boo people.
My gosh.
It's the coolest thing. And people get so mad, but it's great. Okay, so you were at the Apollo as an African-American female co-director. Tell me about that moment.
Oh, my goodness. What's really unique is the executive team, the director, co-director, our musicians, our musical director, assistant producer. The executive team went to New York 3 times.
Uh-huh.
First, we went to meet with the Apollo staff. Second, we went back for Harlem Week Festival, where we manned a booth and promoted the play, gave away some tickets. We were on one of the gospel radio stations there. And then the third time was for the actual production. And when I tell you, being on that stage, if you've seen Apollo Live, you've seen everyone come out and rub the stump.
Yes.
So much history is in that theater. So many performers got their start from being at the Apollo. So to go there and rub that stump, I don't believe in good luck, but just to rub the stump.
Just to rub the stump.
Like so many people before me did. And then they have a wall where people write their names who've been there. President Obama's name was there, where he and the First Lady had visited the Apollo. And, different performers from they change it every now and then. But just to be in that historic theater. Then, to top it all off, my mother went with us on the trip. She had lived in New York years ago, and she had seen so many shows at the Apollo and saw so many people that are now stars that it was really a surreal moment for now her daughter to be directing this play. And the good thing about directing and writing and acting is that you've seen, like Stephen King, how he has those cameos in his show, in all of his movies. There's always a little cameo.
Yep.
Well, that's what I do for myself. Or when I write a play I put a little cameo role for myself.
Starring me.
So there's a scene in the play where I'm in it. And so to not only be able to be the director, be the co-director, but then to also actually perform on the stage, amazing.
Did you cry? Did you cry?
Cannot.
I want to cry. When I win an Oscar, I'm going to cry.
Absolutely. But just some really amazing stories. We have one gentleman who's in the play. Now, check this out.
Uh-huh.
Now, you're just not going to believe this. When we needed to recast a couple of roles, so I put an ad on Craigslist.
Really?
So this gentleman answered the ad. He ended up getting the role. Now, how many people do you know can say, I answered an ad on Craigslist and went to the Apollo?
Zero. I could say I'd answered an ad on Craigslist and I had to sue the girl after she moved out as a roommate.
But one of our actors has that story.
And that's amazing.
And I put it in there that we were going to be going to the Apollo and everything. But I think, people probably thought it was a scam. And
sure. No. Well, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. That's what, some people think. So, wow, that's an incredible story. And was he just like amazed when it actually was true?
Yeah, well, he had a friend that was like looking at him like, "You're kidding me. I've been wanting to go to the Apollo, and you answer an ad on Craigslist? Come on now."
Hey, whatever it takes, however you get there, whatever it takes, right? Okay, so that's an awesome experience. I mean, the Apollo for you is just, it's got to be, is there anything that tops that off? I mean, with this play, I mean, how much longer is this play going to run? I know that it moved, isn't it in LA now?
It will be at the Fox Theater in Riverside. Okay. We've been to the Wilshire Bell Theater in LA 3 or 4 times. We've been to the Balboa Theater in San Diego. We plan to go north towards Oakland, towards Seattle. We'd really love to have a sponsor. If anybody's out there listening, we'd love to be able to go overseas even.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think a movie would ever be made out of something like this, or is this just more theatrical? Is this just something only fit for stage?
We would actually love for a movie to be made of the play. We have some excellent special effects for the stage.
Uh-huh.
So the things that you can do with a movie would be even greater. So we would, like I said, if anybody's out there looking for an awesome play to get behind, I'm putting the plug out there. We would absolutely love it to see this on the big screen.
Okay. And then, I mean, we're coming into the final minutes, and what I always do is Betty, is I have the most successful people in the world on my show, and success means different things to different people. Obviously, our success case is a female director in the entertainment business. So I always like to have people that are listening. Do you have any advice for them? Like, what advice would you have for them if they were trying to do what you were doing?
Number 1 is learn your craft, study your craft. Number 2, never give up. Number 3, stay focused. When one door closes or 20 door closes,
400 days closed, 400 doors. Yeah, I mean, so you're saying persistence?
Yes.
Absolutely. And interestingly enough, that's like most of my guests, this is since I've had them all on, they all come up with the same type of path. It's always persistence. Hang in there. When one door closes, another one opens. So, I mean, this is right in line. So you're probably, on track to do extremely well in this business. You've already done well right now, So the future, your future is going to be very bright. Where do you see yourself in the next, what are your goals? Where do you see yourself landing in the next 10 years? Betty Slater, where are you going to be?
Yeah. Number 1, I'm going to stay connected with Danny R. Wooten, who is the writer-producer of this play. I've learned so much from him just on the business side. And I absolutely want to be in a position, in an executive level type of position, where I can open some doors for some people, men, women. I want to be in a position where I can give some people some opportunities.
You are such an amazing person. After all your accomplishments, you close out with, I want to be able to give back. That just states your character right there. I don't know if you've been listening, Betty, but to my show, but I have other guests. Joey DiDio, you got to hook up with him in the business. He's amazing. His character's intact. He's got 2 movies coming out on September 6th. But for now that we're coming into the final moments, where can people reach you? I need a Facebook, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Absolutely. It's on Facebook, my full name, Betty, Betty, Jewell, Jewell, Slater.
Okay, and thank you so much, Betty. I loved having you on. You're an amazing woman. Congratulations on all your success. And this is what honesty feels like with Christine Sawicky. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Want to